One of the most interesting concepts to be portrayed in any kind of media for me is definitively God, heaven, hell, every kind of divine element. These are just fascinating for me and actually have a lot of different ways to be used and various interpretations, which opens the door for infinite different scenarios. I use this kind of story a lot of times myself in some projects, but there is one game that if really was finished would be definitively one of the best uses of the hell concepts I ever saw before, and this game is called Funeral. Created by Lavo, Funeral depicts a brutal and bizarre world that is hell. It's heavily inspired by Lisa the Painful, as you can see, and Lavo is also working on Aquarela, an RPG that I also already talked about here on this channel. It's on a video popping out somewhere at the screen. Funeral was developed entirely by him, having its art, story, host, everything made by Lavo. But now, what is this game all about? As usual, let's first go for an overview. But before, please make sure to leave a like on this video, a comment, and if you enjoyed this one, consider checking out the other ones I posted and even subscribing. Maybe even share it. Now seriously, don't just ignore this as a generic YouTuber warning. I'm a beginner channel and every little kind of help you can give me really makes a difference. So now, without further ado, let's do this. The first thing we can see as soon as we open the game is not a lot actually. A completely black screen with a couple of options and a very quiet song playing at the background. Be born, wake up, or die. The only possible choice is to be born, which obviously stands for new game. Hello, welcome to hell. What's your name? Since I'm an extremely intellectual and mature individual, I chose Mr. Sex as my name and proceeded. Nice name. Yeah, it really is. Good to see you still remember it. What were you in your past life? I chose a knight. Oh yes, a knight. Such a hero. Your people with you carried hope, extremely respected and loved. Losing you was absolutely something terrible to deal with. You must be questioning yourself. If you were such a good person, how come you ended up here, to suffer forever? I brought you here for a reason. You are the only one capable of saving this place. Please help us all. It's unknown who said this, but that's all the info you get before seeing this. You are explained by this servant that there are two types of people in this world. The red ones that work to maintain the order, and the white ones, the ordinary knights, that must give their life in order to protect others. But recently, everything got worse. There's an unknown entity corrupting the knights, and the red people can do nothing but summon more knights to protect. Now, you got to talk with the eyes. Every knight that doesn't have a leader must follow this exact same path. A ritual must be finished. Get out of this place and cross the Soul River. They are waiting for you there. And after this, we are finally free to roam. As you can see, this place is absolutely disgusting and grotesque. There are multiple piles of meat, blood, and corpses everywhere. Oh, there's also this gigantic guy that is constantly staring at you, but don't mind, that's just a detail. At its beginning, most of the interactions are purely made to explain how the game works, but after our first tutorial fight, we meet Suvaler, that seems to be a servant similar to the one we encountered at the beginning, and Shax, a strong knight. And to proceed on the game and cross the river, we got to defeat this fucking thing right here. And this is a good time to talk about the gameplay mechanics present on this game. Even though it is basically the basic RPG Maker mechanics, with the turn-based combats and general common RPG Maker settings, you can probably notice that there is indeed some customization. The most apparent one is the platformer perspective, that I don't know if was created by Lisa, but if not, definitively was popularized by it. And the combat that is pretty well balanced and very fun in general, and comes with the vulnerability mechanic, that consists in basically whenever your enemy has been attacked sometimes, he begins getting vulnerable, and when he is vulnerable enough, you are able to kill him with one attack. This creates a lot of place for strategy and adds something new to the game. I personally really like this. But now, after crossing the river, we are at the Sinner Forest, where we have to deal with a couple weak enemies while listening to some of the most banger tracks on the OS, 3060 No Scope. We also see a pretty weird and kind of sad scene where we enter a fight with this knight, but he just commits suicide. Yeah, so this is basically how the gameplay goes. There's a little bit more of things from this point, but not a lot, since as I said, the game was not completed, it's just an alpha. But now that you know a little bit about it, let's talk more of what I really thought of the game. As I already mentioned, Funeral drinks a lot from Blizzard and general surreal and crazy RPG like Space Funeral. The force that is corrupting the night is pretty similar to the Space Funeral. But unlike a lot of other RPG Maker games, it doesn't fall into the same generic style that is either not interesting at all or just a copy of more popular RPG Maker classics. Funeral has its own style of creating the environments and overall game. The art is not technically perfect, it has some errors on it, but it's overall pretty beautiful, and the designs are exaggerated and very crazy on purpose. And I mean, it's hell, it needs to have some kind of weirdness to it. And it all just works very well. Another very good part of this game is its art. Just like the art, it's not technically perfect, like sometimes the instrument just got extremely loud and the mixes feel kinda repetitive, but despite this, all the songs here are just actually very good. They are a mix between metal and electronic that is something I personally really love. There's a very distinct style developed here that really matches up with all the brutal shit that is in this game. The more quiet songs also have great melody that really delivers feeling and emotion to who is listening. The whole game portrays not just a brutal and violent world, but one without hope. One that despite being so intense seen from the outside, is actually extremely melancholic in a point of view. And this tracks really portrays this stuff. Alright, so Lava just sent me this new version of Funeral that is basically a remake of the original one that wasn't finished, so it's not really a remake. There are no options, the screen is black. I don't know what to do, I just press enter. Oh. Okay, this is really loud, extremely loud. Right, this is actually pretty nice. Oh, yeah, it's a test version, so there's no. Yo, this is sick. Great, the game crashed. Actually an experience. Let's try this again. This time without interacting to whatever the fuck that was. Yeah, this is kinda similar to the version we had previously, but it's way better. The song that's currently playing, it's actually really good. But I don't know if it's uh, a normal one from RPG Maker assets, so okay. Oh fuck that scared me. Noel. The sprites are the same. Holy shit, why is this so difficult to read? Okay. Holy shit. Who is that indeed? What if I just, like... So yeah, this is pretty much all I have to talk about Bloodbath Funeral. Unfortunately, this game isn't available for download anymore, and it's not in English as you could see, so I don't think anyone would be playing a game that they can't read. But you can get a little of its feeling by listening to the soundtrack that is available to listen on SoundCloud. I'll be linking it in the description, if I remember. So now, as I said before, don't forget to leave a like on the video, a comment, and maybe even subscribe, since like, if you watch until now, you probably enjoyed it. And probably will enjoy other videos I post and will post. So now, goodbye.